Over the past year or so, there's been a great deal of discussion, debate, and denial around the issue of click fraud. The problem involves some of the biggest names in online advertising. More importantly, the debate has frustrated advertisers because while progress is being made, there's no clear solution in sight. The Click Quality Council, an organization of independent advertisers and agencies, has been working on a set of guiding principles to make progress now. With the input of the more than 4,000 members of the Click Fraud Network, the CQC has built a solid list of practical and relevant expectations for search providers. I'd like to share these principles with you now, echoed through the voices of the advertisers themselves. Advertisers should never pay for double clicks or repeat clicks from the same session.
The problem with the repeat clicks is and the fact that they get to roll them in and we double pay. We definitely need some sort of billing system like a phone bill where you actually see each individual click, where the IP address is, so that way we can understand whether or not someone's doing click fraud or the behavior even just of the customers. I mean, if we had more information, then paying for the double click wouldn't be as bad. But the fact that we don't get that information and we just pay for it is ridiculous.
I think that the search engines need to reduce those as effectively as possible. So we represent some of the leading brands in e-commerce, and I could tell you that I and my clients have no interest in paying for a repeat click.
Advertisers should never pay for traffic originating outside the specified geo-targeted settings of a campaign.
If I can geo-target traffic as a webmaster, tell me someone with $1 billion in their account can't do it themselves.
When we set up our campaigns in the search engines, we make sure that we only sign up to get traffic from the US. We have a basis of agents, real estate agents that are based in the US, and obviously we don't want to pay for any traffic, we don't want to send them any traffic that is international.
Advertisers should never pay for traffic from bots.
I expect to never pay for traffic from bots, and I know many of our affiliates and our customers feel the same way.
Advertisers should have control over where and when and to whom their ads are distributed.
I think that that's a big problem right now. Mostly the return on investment is not able to be controlled because you don't know where the people are actually going with the clicks. If you know that you're targeting females or males and you're targeting a state or a region because that's where your business is, you should be able to do that. And what we're finding is that fraud is actually hurting these kinds of companies. You don't have the statistics, you don't have the control over where the ads are going, and I think it's a negative thing from the standpoint of click fraud.
What we hear from our advertisers is that they're very interested in getting the highest level of control as well as the highest level of accuracy and reconciliation as possible within the search engines. They want to be able to control network, they want to be able to control pretty much every possible or every practical level for distribution of clicks, as well as have the kind of levels of reporting that allow for reconciliation at a fairly tight level.
Search providers should embrace third parties as a necessary part of the ecosystem, just like it works in traditional media.
Yeah, I think search providers should work with third parties because it's a credibility issue. If somebody you're paying for your paid clicks is also policing it, it may be suspect. There have to be more ways to police it, though the major search engines say they self-police it, but again, that's self-police and not kind of a third party keeping an eye on it.
Search providers should provide detailed refer information on all traffic that is billed.
All traffic should have a refer, otherwise it's the black box. Where did this visitor come from? How did they find my site? And especially if there's no conversion. If I'm getting conversion data from no refer, I'm fine with it. But most of the time when there's no refer, there's no conversion. So they need to provide, each click needs to have a reference as to where it came from and what they actually searched.
Of course it should be exposed. The advertiser is paying for that click. That click is money out of their pocket, going into the search engine's pockets, which is absolutely fair. However, the engines have to have more transparency.
Domain and IP exclusion lists should be easy to use and to maintain.
In particular, I met with a prospect, actually not even a client, the other day that manually had to delete 600 or set 600 sites in the exclusion before the content network on Google. It's very manual, very labor intensive, and I mean, I think that would be a really valid tool to have.
Search providers should provide an easy mechanism to reconcile clicks on a monthly basis.
If you're billed for a click, you should know where that click comes from. If a click is taken off your billing, you should know why. I think the advertisers would like to see their logs from the search engine's point of view. And it's not like the search engines are going to be giving away the farm, their IP addresses.
I think there's definitely some auditing systems that need to fall into place to ensure that certain standards for click streams are met so that we actually spend what we want to spend, we make what we want to make.
You heard it. There's nothing fictitious about click fraud. It's a real problem, and the time is right for search providers to step up to the plate. Those who listen most carefully to the voice of the advertisers will win the hearts of the advertisers. So, let's get to work. Let's work together to foster trust, clarify issues, and build standards. Let's work with urgency to impact the bottom lines of advertisers. And let's move forward agreeing on these principles of click quality that will forever change the face of the discussion and enhance the growth of online advertising. I'd like to thank the members of both the Click Quality Council and the Click Fraud Network for so passionately helping to define these principles. Now, the ball is in the court of the search providers. I'm Tom Cuthbert. Let's get to work.